Okay, hello everyone, this is Sado here, and I'm about to show you the second semi-final of 2 vs 2 tournament organized by Thunder, and this one involves the teams which you can see here. On the left side we've got Black Pearl and Harry. On the right side we've got Trash and Eminence Grice. Seeing as the game is being played on a map called Silver Haven, the random storehouse version of it, you could say this game is pretty much an internal LT clan matter, because both the map and 3 out of 4 players here are from my clan. I'm from LT as well, so seems like it's a nice showcase of what our clan can do. And I'm really hoping for a nice fight today, so we'll see what's gonna happen. Could probably take a bit of time before some reaction here. It's not the first time we see this map being played in a tournament. It's a bit different from the regular version you might know and like. And as you can see, the storehouse placement can sometimes get really weird. I see that Blackbird doesn't have the best luck for this random storehouse thing. It seems like it's the second time, maybe not in a row. I think the last game was not here, but the previous one might have been. Yeah, they played against Glovica and Gladiator on Silver Haven, and I remember Black Pearl also had this lock, but instead of this pretty strange location for his storehouse, he had it located like here, so he could not build towards the left side. Now instead he's got a pretty small mountain with stone, and the base layout is really weird, but I still think it's better than the previous location he had in that game I mentioned, because he at least no, actually it's not much better. He can, I mean, he can build towards both left and right, but I don't know. This forest he's got near his storehouse is pretty strange. I mean, pretty small. I don't know. I would say it's a pretty annoying placement. And then we've got Harry. Also pretty strange placement here, although I still prefer this, I guess. It's the storehouse is pretty much in the open, very close to the gold, and there's no problem making additional woodcutters, at least at the very start of the game. Later on it may be a bit tricky. I think he's gonna go here next. Oh, here actually. Yeah, this is a better place for the third woodcutter probably. But later on, yeah, probably the bottom is the place to, yeah, maybe like here or even here would be the best thing to do. It's also pretty nice that he's already almost at the iron, which means it would probably be pretty fast iron production. Looking at Eminence Grise, he's pretty much in the middle between his stone mountains, but closest to the top one. He's not going to have any problems with wood, it seems. He's got both lots of planting space and lots of trees to cut, so I think it will be pretty straightforward. And he's just gonna make the rest of the buildings on the left side, I guess. Maybe some farms over here. Though it seems like he's gonna make the first one there. Yeah, it's probably makes sense. He wants to have enough space for his buildings over here. Yeah, I mean, it would be probably better for the speed of his base building to make the next buildings somewhere in this area. But then I think his base would be a bit bigger than necessary. So I think I still prefer what he's doing right here. Fourth stonemason. Probably a clever choice to make it early. I think he's gonna make one more in some more or less distant future. And this way he's not going to have to worry about rebuilding around peacetime. It's not a big deal, I guess. I think it's usually better to make all of the stonemasons at the start, or like make 4 here at least, and then go for the second mountain. But I think the way he does that, it makes sense. Let's take a look at the placement of storehouse for trash. Yeah, it's okay. Similar to his teammate, he's got pretty easy woodcutter setup. I mean, he has to make kind of a lot of roads right now, but it's all pretty close to the quarries, so doesn't sound like this would be a big deal. That being said, I do not think I like these locations iron. I think his tactic is going to be make the farms on the right side and at the same time take this iron on the right. Make some woodcutters obviously as well, like finish off this end of the base, make just a couple iron buildings. Okay, there we go. For a second. Just give me 1 minute, please. let's take a look at the left side again. Can see there's one thing I didn't consider. Black didn't go for the left side, and I thought he's surely going to go there. He preferred to take a really long way for the gold and eventually for the iron. I must say I do not agree with this choice. If I was himself, I'd rather make a small iron production and quick gold on the left side and then move over to the top. And he's cutting only here. This is really interesting. Not sure if this is the right thing to do. I mean, unless he makes some building plans over here, it can be tricky. But I think I'm pretty sure that Black is the kind of player who can easily micro good enough to pull something like this off. So yeah, it can work. But one thing which is better for going here is that he takes this quite huge forest, and it means he's probably not going to have much problems with wood shortage. In Harry's base you can see a slightly different idea. He's trying to keep it small, obviously. He's going only where he really needs to. Although I'm not sure if his woodcutter setup is good enough for this. I'm really not sure. So yeah. I mean, he's got 6, right? I mean, he's got 5 working right now, and he's gonna make 2 more. Yeah, this could be okay, but he really doesn't have any more woodcutter space until he tries to go here, for example, maybe, or like here. So it can be a bit tricky at the moment to expand his forests a little bit, and I think he's definitely gonna need that. Although it depends on the size of his city. Still, I think at the moment the space is a bit small. Yeah. Looking at trash again. I have no idea why he had only 3 quarries. Should have been way faster with his 4th one if he really wanted it to be on the bottom. And like, as you can see, it wouldn't cost him anything, pretty much anything, to do it like this. Yeah, really weird choice. Like I mentioned before, it can be really tricky if you don't make all the stonemasons at your first mounting, and I think this is a pretty big mistake. You can see his city right now is a bit, I mean, it's not really slow, but it's slightly slowed down, I guess, and right now he has to prioritize his 2 quarries instead of making some other buildings. With that being said, his progress is pretty quick on the right side. He's already got 2 farms set up, which is pretty nice, and already got enough stuff to make 1 iron mine with the road. Yeah, this is pretty impressive, I'd say. Comparing this to his enemies, I would say he's got an advantage. Even to Harry, compared to Harry, who's got pretty small base, and he's only going right now for the iron. Trash seems to be a bit better off, so maybe it paid off a little, and it's not like he's going to go out of stone very soon, while I mean, there's not that much advantage maybe in making stone production finished a bit later. into the game. Okay, so time to go to their base of Eminence Grise. There's quite some yeah, the woodcutters seem a bit better than Hades, for example. Although are they? It seems similar, or yeah, probably a bit better. I mean, there's still some cold feats here and there, but I believe this is slightly better than what Hades has right now. Although you can see, I mean, at that moment it's not exactly important. And you can see that Hades is slightly faster with his iron, to say the least. You can see he's going straight for the LT trademark strategy. He's got one iron mine already, and he's rushing to get the next two up. Sorry for this. Not sure what's the plan over here. You can see his farms are pretty nice. Already 4 and 5th one going up. Comparing this to the other players, yeah, might be slightly better than Blackie, definitely better than Trash, and yeah, on par with what Eminence Grise has. And now we can see that actually Trash's city is not as good as it looked like to me, because you can see the other players. I mean, okay, maybe you should compare Trash with Blackburn instead. Although it's hard to compare, because like I said before, I think it may have been a mistake for Blackie to not go to the left side. He kind of didn't pursue his advantage over here. It's a bit strange what he's done here, and this is pretty funny as well. Like he's cutting only in one of the 4 woodcutters over there. Yeah, strange. I mean, I can see what he's doing. He wants a big base, and he wanted this sweet space on the right side. Come on. And so yeah, but it's gonna cost him very late iron. And from what he shown last time he was playing this location, I'm guessing he's gonna have about 25 iron on peacetime maybe, although it's still not too late. He's pretty fast in this game, yeah. I mean, Harry is probably gonna be way faster. I imagine he's gonna have above 40 swordmen on peacetime. It looks really good. I'm only wondering if he's gonna go for any stables or just gonna go for some leather instead. But he's definitely trying to farm as much as he can, and is slowly taking the lead against Eminence Grise. With 2 more farms coming up, but yeah, Eminence Grise is also trying to go up with this, but he's definitely going to have a massive advantage over, I mean, Harry's gonna have massive advantage over Eminence when it comes to the amount of iron produced. You can already see he's going up for a really powerful powerful item in his base. I'm still hoping there's gonna be more viewers, because right now I see 9. Please remember we're showing this game with 10 minutes delay to prevent cheating. So yeah, but I think there will be some really good base building to see here. Especially Harry's base starts looking really good. But before you discover, before you think that the other players are way worse, for Trash and Blackpool, I gotta say that their bases, the locations are a bit weaker than the bottom ones. So this is a bit more like Emilius Grice versus Harry, and Blackpool versus Trash. When it comes to the base building, that's how it goes. It's interesting because you can see Blackie goes for a really big base, and so far I don't know. He's got a lot of buildings, but sorry, but it doesn't really look. I don't know. It looks like it's a bit bigger than Trash's base, but has pretty much similar amount of buildings. Like I think this is the moment when he's going to start taking some advantage against Trash, because you can see the number of farms is going up rapidly, along with some stables here. Yeah. Well, I think that Trash still's got some problems with basic resources. You can see that he's got now a lot of wood and stone, which is always a pretty big problem that honestly Trash should have taken care of this problem right away, and not while trying to fix his base. So I'm afraid this may be a bit disappointing game from Trashy today, and I'm pretty sad to see that, because I kinda hoped for a bit better performance from both teams. I can confirm what Ritter Todes says. Oh, wait, can I? No, wait. I thought that Blackburn and Harry won the cross stage, but let's see who banned first. I think it was Trash. Sorry, Blackbro. Trash was defeated. Yeah, Seek Imagination didn't win cross. Okay, just to verify, because I really don't understand. Wait a second, because there was a second game, but yeah, this one was also banned by Blackie first, so yeah, so okay, I got myself a bit lost. So maybe I'll just show you another base, and I'll try to freshen up my memory on the rules. This is a bit embarrassing, I know, but whatever. Yeah, just like I thought. The winner team is teammate and bumped 2 more first. Yeah, so yeah, okay. Little got me confused for a second. He was watching it as well, so yeah. So yeah, definitely the left side won cross, and they started bans, as you could see. Okay, going back to the game, it's 25:37 until the peacetime. Yeah, I gotta say, Trash's base doesn't look good enough for this level of game, unfortunately. But then I look at Blackie, and while the farms are pretty okay, I'd say, with 7 farms at this moment, he still has no iron production. This is like, I think it's going to be a bit of a disaster for Blackie and a bit worse performance than last time. Last time I believe he had about 25 iron troops along with 40 leather units and maybe about 10 horses. I'm not sure about the horses here. Yeah, anyway, so I don't know. I'm not really thrilled on what I see in the bases of the top players, and it actually seems like Trash might actually be slightly better than Black Pearl when it comes to iron, at least at the moment. And his small base works good enough for the leather as well. So they might have a bit of an advantage over here on the top blocks when it comes to the army at start, at least. But eventually Trash really has to expand to the top. That's probably the moment he should make one more iron smithy and at least one more iron mine and some coal mines perhaps. Maybe coal mines not that much needed, but yeah, he can make plenty on the bottom. And as you can see, he really wants to keep his base as small as possible. You can see, I would call this Mr. Fu style. So yeah, this is a really small base he's aiming at, and it's going to be definitely going to be pretty efficient. Although he's got only 50 serfs, which for this time is pretty bad, I guess. You can compare this with 64 in the Black Pearl's base, but it's much bigger. So I think the bases are operating at similar efficiency. Although we can see that. Right now, Black Pearl's base will start growing all the resources in numbers. You can see he's got 3 swine farms already and 1 stables, so it's probably gonna have about 20 iron troops on peacetime. Like I said, pretty challenging this location is. I think Blackie could do it a bit better, but we'll see what happens. Maybe he has some plan how to remedy his iron problems, because this is definitely not what I've been expecting from him. Yeah, so let's take a look at the bottom logs now. We've got about 21 minutes to peacetime, and we can see that Harry, while expanding his base, he keeps it pretty small. He's also got pretty cool iron production. Definitely need one more iron smithy at the moment. But like I said, you can see this base is as compact as it could ever be. You can see perfect separation from the forests, which are all of them are on the city borders. And then you've got most of the base like without farms inside. These ones are at the bottom, and like the core of the base goes like here. So it's pretty alright movement for serfs in a city like this. It's not too big and it's not too small either. And as you can see, there's 6 farms only, which makes it pretty obvious that he's aiming for insanely good iron, probably. But then I take a look here, and it seems like the iron is not as good as I thought it's gonna be. He pretty much has, I don't know, about maybe not even 10 shields and armors. Yeah, I thought it's gonna be a bit better, to be honest. He's got some iron ore stored, but it's not at the level I thought it's going to be. There must have been a bit of a problem somewhere here. And you can also see that he's got a little wood shortage. No idea why though, because the sawmills are pretty full. And I didn't think it's gonna be the time to get the fourth sawmill just for making your building pace faster. Obviously this one is made for the weapons workshop, or maybe they just dug in these buildings. Yeah, I think it's not not a problem with wood at the moment. Like like before he starts making wooden weapons, I think his building phase is pretty fine. Yeah, so let's take a look at his opponent, Eminence Grise. It's a kind of similar concept to what Hade is trying to do, except that yeah, the numbers are pretty much similar, maybe slightly worse with the iron. Doesn't seem like it paid off for Harry to rush it so fast, but I guess we'll see now. Well, all in all, I have a feeling that all these bases here are slightly worse than I expected from all the players. I don't know what's happening over here. I mean, the top log guys are pretty much excused because the logs are something I would not want to play at. That's for sure. But the bottom logs, I don't know. I expected Harry to spam like crazy, and something definitely happened over here. So it actually may be a pretty balanced game overall. But we'll see. I still have a feeling that Harry's base is going to take off in a few minutes, but it's pretty late to do that, so I don't know. Right now it seems like he's gonna have about 30 iron troops, 30 swordmen on peacetime, and probably not too many horses. No, sorry, there's still some time for horses, so he's probably gonna have about 10 or a bit more. Blackie's base looks pretty strange. I mean, might need a shortcut over here. Some of these chairs are really begging for an alternate road to the top, but doesn't seem like Blackie wants to deliver it soon. You can see his leather production is going to be pretty good. Same for the horses, I guess. Slightly better than Harry's and probably the best from all the play. Hold on for a second. It's actually similar to what Eminence Grise is having right here. One more thing about Trash, he's not even planning to make stables at the moment, I think. Yeah. Which is pretty understandable given that he went for pretty quick farms and going for swine farms, 3 swine farms right away. Yeah, and the question is why Trash didn't take the lower forest. I have no idea. It didn't seem like he plans to make any buildings over here apart from the quarry. So this looks like a waste, but on the other hand, he might have decided to keep the base small and made all the woodcutters on the top. They're way more reachable from the sawmills and from the center of the base, so that's probably going to be it. But that's just my opinion. Seems like he's trying to go for a double iron setup. This is pretty clever. He left off double mines at the right side only for a pretty long time, and at the end, approaching the end of the peacetime, he decided to go for all in for the iron here. And this makes sense on this log, because with these two buildings you can make plenty of shields and armors, as you can see here. And by the time you need the weapon smithies, you might just as well make the entire iron on the top. I'm still a bit afraid he's not going to have much more than 20 on peacetime, but his numbers are going to massively go up afterwards. So this is probably a pretty good decision. Yeah, let's take a look at Black Pearl. Yeah, right now I would not say that this base looks good. Some massive mistakes over here. You can see that the leather production is pretty late. And to be honest, it might need a second tannery soon. He's making one actually, but the road work is really terrible. And I'm really surprised to see this in Blackwell's base. I mean, it's really strange, and yeah, to see Blackwell have a worse game on that level on such an important game. Yeah, I gotta say I really didn't expect such a disappointment. Just about 11 minutes to peacetime, and what he has in the barracks doesn't really look like something I would like to fight with after peacetime. He's still got some time to fix the leather production. I think he's gonna pull it off, but the iron is really weak. He's gonna have about 15 swordmen on peacetime, I think. This is like no enemy at all. It's pretty much, I'd say I would play a better game than him here. It seems like. And I thought I'd never see something like this. But yeah. We'll see. Maybe he can do his magic and in 10 minutes have army which will make me will make my jaw drop. Yeah, we'll see, I guess. But right now, what Trash is doing looks miles better, and the perspective for Iron is pretty good as well. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. How is going to be his wood production? Yeah, it's alright. I think. Managed to do it in a pretty fine way, and yeah, he really needs additional iron smithies, 2 of them. At the moment, he's got only 2 working, no, 3 working, and he's trying to make 1 more. Yeah. So 1 more would be preferable. But yeah, what Trash did here was a pretty interesting way of building on this lock, and I gotta say that it was unexpected. Like full style combined with double iron. Yeah, this is quite nice. Not sure if I can call it impressive yet, but still, this is a hard block, so yeah, maybe let's take a look at Eminence Grice. Yeah, what he has in barracks starts getting better, about 5 horses. I mean, the iron is pretty... He still needs some weapons, quite like Trash, but yeah, I think this is the moment when also Eminence will start making a lot of weapons. So it looks like a pretty similar thing. Yeah, but he didn't take the 4th iron mine. Yeah, I'm really not sure if in 8 minutes he can pull off this iron production he was aiming for, and I really don't think he's gonna make enough iron weapons for the shields and armors that he's produced up to this point. Yeah, especially with 3 armor smithies. Yeah, doesn't look like that. Yeah, but other than that, if not for the problem with iron, I would say this could be a pretty interesting base. Let's see what Harry has up in his barracks. Yeah, okay, it seems like the iron is slightly better, to say the least, than any other player on this map, so maybe his initial boost with 3 iron mines was actually pretty nice compared to the others. Yeah, but I've got a feeling like this game is slightly low level for the players that we have here, for the level of our expectations. I think only Harry is like close to delivering it when it comes to the spam. You can see that he's aiming for a pretty nice army. There's still about 6 minutes till the peacetime, and you can see he's gonna have about 10 horses, I think, 40 leather, and at least 30, yeah, 35 is realistic. 35 swordmen slash knights, yeah. So yeah, but yeah, really, I'm really a bit disappointed, especially Blackie. I think he made some pretty obvious bad decisions. I think it might have been worth taking this forest if not for the fact that it was so freaking far away to get the iron, and also probably gold was a bit far. I mean, going here would not change much regarding the gold, or maybe would. Yeah, it would. Yeah, it's still closer. Like I would just go like here, make the iron production here, the initial batch, you know, take this forest, make like woodcutter spam here when you're done with the buildings, and just go to the top for the rest of iron production, to something like this. Um, yeah, definitely I gotta agree with Mitrelas. It's a pretty interesting layout, and definitely yeah, it looks like that's the equivalent of full base for big locations like this. I mean, in a manner of speaking, because obviously full base is always small, and it's still possible to make a classic full base on a log like this. But this is like a similar idea, but for big bases and big locations where it's a waste of allocation to go for a small base. So yeah, this is slightly bigger. I think I'm gonna hotkey the barracks right now because we're approaching peacetime. Yeah, but it seems like the players are slightly better right now. I mean, yeah, I'm really not sold on Blackie's content of the barracks. The layout is interesting, but I don't think it's that much effective. It would need a bit more shortcuts on the left, and he can't even make them due to the terrain constraints. So yeah, you can see there's a bit of a traffic jam over here. So yeah, I'm not sure I like this. And one last look before we go to sum up the bases. Yeah, I think what Trash has done over here is pretty interesting, although as you can see, he made a few critical mistakes as well. The iron would be nice. For this location, I would say it's maybe not spectacular, but pretty good. But then you see the amount of wooden weapons and you're like, come on, really? You can see that he really needs to step up his wood game in his base, because at the moment it's pretty bad. And last look at Eminence Grice's base. I have no complaints. It's done in a pretty similar way to Harry, and that is slightly smaller than Harry's base, I think, but it's still pretty compact while keeping it quite big. So yeah, let's take a look at the barracks now. Eminence Grice versus Harry. So Eminence Grice got 10 horses, about something around 30 iron units, slightly less at the moment, but not the worst iron, and 42 leather. That's not too bad. But then, yeah, I mean, Harry's leather would be even better, but only 38 weapons, 10 horses, so pretty similar, and way better iron. Oh wait, maybe not that much better, but when he catches up with the swords, it's going to be pretty impressive. Yeah, I mean, I still favor Harry's army over Eminence, but not by far. It's a little difference. But then you see Black Pearl with 10 horses, 28 leather, and only 20 iron. This is pretty bad. But then you can see that Trash is more or less at the same level at the moment, except for no horses, and that might be actually a big deal. So at the moment, I think I've seen this somewhere before. There's a slight advantage for the left side, but pretty much all the players failed their games. Maybe I would be least cruel to Harry because he did pretty good job. Just lacks a couple souls, like about 10. But other than that, I don't think I have many complaints to his base. The second place I would probably give to Eminence Grice, even if his base was slightly better than Trash's. Then we've got Trash. Then we've got Blackie because Trash has no horses. Yeah, he went for a really stable build instead. But I think Trash might win eventually because his iron production is way better at the moment. Yeah, it may pay off to go for iron instead of horses eventually. Alright, so that's the time when we have to wait, and I think I'm going to get something to drink, and we'll be back in a minute. Alright, so we're back. We're still in the lobby. It's the semi-final of 2 vs 2 tournament organized by Thunder between the end of the old year and the beginning of the new one. As for the armies in this game, like I mentioned before, they seem pretty even, with a little advantage for the left side. So I'm guessing this might be a close one, but I guess we'll see. Whoever's going to win this game is going to battle against Motherland team, which is Ritter, the Stodders and Grossmeister. I gotta admit, I wouldn't think that they're going to be in the final, so this is pretty interesting. Of course, I mean they come from the loser bracket, but it's still something slightly unexpected for me. I think we're about to start. Yep. So in 5 seconds we're going to have the peacetime end, and we'll go to the scouting phase. So let's see how the teams will scout. First blood. Ah, not this time. If I was Harry, I wouldn't risk it. With all these horses, yeah, with one is okay. Okay, seems like Eminence Grice killed 2 horses from the left side. Some aggressive scouting on the top from Blackie. Players are still getting the troops out of barracks, so it will take a while before they get everything out. I'm afraid Eminence Grice is lacking a few recruits over here. Yeah, that's a shame, I guess. In the meantime, Harry is lacking both recruits and some wooden weapons. And yeah, Blackie just lacks weapons, yeah. And Trash, yeah, he's pretty much fine with whatever he did. I don't think both teams are pretty confident at the moment, would say otherwise. Maybe the right side, if they see, how much do they see? They don't see a lot. Should scout a bit more. Quick look at the food production. From Blackburn, we've got 2 butchers, no baker, and obviously a fisher, no wine yet. It might be enough. His pig farms are pretty strong, so yeah, I think he's not going to have any food problems in any foreseeable future. Harry, really nice and full in. As you can see, he's got 10 farms, so yeah, 4 pig farms. Yeah, this base is simply too good at this moment to fail. So yeah, it's going definitely to be sustainable. Meantime, Eminence is trying to scout a bit more. Okay, let's take a look at the right side. Yeah, also 4 farms. I mean, sorry, 4 pig farms. Seems like Trash even went for some stables on peacetime. This is interesting, and I mean, he doesn't have a lot of farms, but he's trading the stone, so this can work. But he's got 8 farms and yeah, 9 farms with the marketplace, I guess. I don't know. He's making second butcher, and I think he's going to have a bit of a food problem right now, but it's not visible yet. Okay. Yeah, there's plenty of swines, so it seems okay. And Eminence Grice, about yeah, 1 butcher and no other food buildings apart from the fisherman. So he's the first candidate to have some food problems here soon, which is pretty strange. He's got 9 farms and only 3, I mean only 3 pig farms, because everyone else has 4. So this is interesting. Yeah, I think he's gonna eventually get there with the food production. Like he needs one more butcher for sure, and maybe one more pig farm if he can afford it at the moment. I think he can. But other than that, yeah, at the moment he's a bit weaker with the food, but I think it's still something that he can fix. So yeah, we can see right now it's hard to say who's better. Better horses on the left side for sure, but other than that, I wouldn't say there's a huge advantage for anyone because the right side seems to have a bit more bows and the left side a bit more horses, so it can go either way, I guess. Yeah, and you can already see that Trash has a bit better iron than Blackie, to put it very mildly. So actually I would probably say that the right side even has an advantage. Who would have thought? I mean, before the game I would definitely say Harry and Blackie are the pretenders for the title here, and I couldn't really imagine that Trash and Eminence would have that much of a chance. Maybe more than some other teams, but I still wouldn't think even despite the fact that Trash was in semi-finals of the previous tournament, if I remember correctly, it still kind of felt to me like Blackie and Hardy are not going to be easily beaten. And right now it looks really good for the right side. Like I said, the double iron setup paid off pretty well for Trash, and while Black Pearl is also going for something like this, I do not think this is working that well. Looking, glancing over his base at the moment, he's got 4-3-2. Yeah, it's probably the same setup because you can't really make more, but Trash had it faster and it should work better because of way smaller base and the base is actually planned pretty well. So you can see, like when you take a look here at this base, you see that it's it's probably a good moment to focus on the fight, yeah. But it's pretty compact, that's what I want to say. And Eminence Grice is going to get caught? No? Okay, Blackie hesitated, and probably for the better, because he doesn't have enough to do this. I don't know, do they even see what they're fighting against? I mean, they kinda should it, but... Really not sure if it's a good idea for them to attack at the moment. Yep, so I think this might get a bit campy for the next 10 minutes. So yeah, comparing Trash's base to what Blackbird has, I mean at this moment it looks way better because... Crap, someone's lagging. Because he managed to make most of his buildings on the left side here, and but still the road work is not satisfying on this in this attempt of Blackie here. There's a lot of clutter because there's a one long road here and a second support one here, and the base should be looking more like a square and less like a long rectangle, because this is not as efficient. It's hard to explain why. It's something about how serfs can go left or right on every intersection. I'm not sure if you guys and girls get it, what I mean. But just simply a base like this has better road movement, better movement for the serfs than a longer one like that one. And yeah, you can also see this is a bit of a problem because we've got like farms in the way. Yeah, that's not exactly optimal building. But still, I think what Harry did here is it may be even better. Like you can see somehow magically the only traffic jams he has are on the long roads near the farms, while you can't really have that much movement in areas where you have like alternate roads, you know. So yeah, this somehow works better. Uh, yeah, okay. I think there's finally going to happen. Something's finally going to happen on top. So oh yeah, they're just pushing. Yeah, but that's what happens when both teams are too clever to get caught in a stupid position. Like they're just gonna stand. Lol. Ah, it seems like Harry is taking the bait. Yeah, but I really don't think the left side has enough to attack. And the right side has enough, but it may easily change soon. I think if anything is going to happen, it's going to be a accidental catch. But even with accidental catch of horses, for example, I still think nobody's going to rush in because it simply doesn't pay off. It's like you can see them; they just mirror the movements. They're probably gonna get caught with horses pretty soon. But other than that, they're just gonna. Yeah, by the way, his horses are going to start dying off until he goes back. Yeah, because Harry was shooting a bit better way. Still, somehow he lost. I think he lost a bowman or two. I'm not quite sure. Okay, there we go. Here's another attempt. He probably knows that he's gonna get caught. Maybe he wants to make a swap for this horses over here, but this is not beneficial because to him because he loses quite some bowmen here. Nice shooting from Harry. I don't really understand how it happened at the start. Maybe a quick shoot and go back from Harry. Because with this wider formation I kinda expected Eminence Grice to be slightly better. Yeah, I think at that moment they realize it's not worth to push. They're just gonna wait and see what happens. So yeah, maybe some sneaky attacks on the bases. Something like this could happen. I think it would be easy to make such an attack on trash. It would take a lot of time, but someone died. I think it was a horse. But yeah, you could pretty much go like all the way around over here and walk in with militia like there without being noticed. This could work. Obviously, similar thing could be done to Black Pearl. It could be a bit hard for him to like to retaliate before there's a lot of damage to his city and serfs, especially. Actually, he could, yeah, but doesn't seem like anyone is preparing to do this. Everyone's spamming enough that it's not exactly worth it to make some militia. Yeah. So it seems like we're gonna have a bit campy game until everyone gets hungry at least. So it's gonna take about 5 more minutes, I guess, before there's a real fight. You really cannot expect otherwise because at this level, in a semi-final, it's pretty normal expectation to just see people camp. Now we can see that Blackie and Harry are trying to give the right side a bit of a better position, or give themselves a better position actually. I mean, yeah, it's maybe it's a fair position. It's hard to say. I do not think that the right side is going to take the bait here. In a high level game like this, I think one of the sides would have to make a mistake to open the game. Perhaps that's the plan of the left side, to attack one of the players somehow, but I don't know. Kinda looks like that, yeah. I think they're going to attack Trash when he's moving. This might be the plan. There's a lot of horses on the top. Yeah, they're gonna try and move over here. I think if they did it in a clever way, it could work, but yeah, I'm not sure about what Harry's doing right now. But this is kind of a strange position for Trash to be getting back from, and his melee on the top is in a really ridiculous spot, and yeah, I can see what they're planning to do. It was kind of surprising movement from the left side for Trash and Eminence Grice, but now it makes perfect sense. Although I still don't think this is a terrible position for Trash. It's like he can stand here. In the meantime, Harry loses a lot of bows. Finally, it pays off to have a wider formation for Eminence Grice. He kind of try to attack the left side. I mean, tries to attack, I think, but they can't really get a foothold over here. And there's gonna be a catch on top? No, not yet. But there's gonna be one on the bottom because Harry is advancing. Storm attack? Ah, nope. Oh wait, he's going back. Why? Did he catch something? Or just, yeah, just trying to block off those ones. Yeah, and it seems like there's some reinforcements from the top because there's no fight on top yet. So everyone moves their troops to the bottom. It's gonna be interesting. I think the right side has an advantage at the bottom at the moment. But then Harry is moving his horses and he's trying to go and mitigate what happens here. Yeah, it looks really bad for the left side. If I were them, I would probably try to go back with what they have left and not fight, but it's probably a bit late for decisions like this. Yeah, I don't think they have enough melee on the top to do it right. But one thing is nice for them. I don't think that the right side can right now support enough. And like they can't really use this army because they have nowhere to put it on. Unless they go to the left side, which will split their forces. It actually might be beneficial for them in the long run. And these balls, these as well, are not really shooting at the moment. The problem is the right side actually won the top as well, which puts the left in a really tight spot, and it seems like we might see Trash and Eminence Grice in the final. Pretty surprising outcome, I gotta say. That would be, but it's still not over because the left has a lot of horses. It can be tricky. Okay, seems like someone. I thought he took literally the joke of Trash to save and go attack. At the moment, it's a bit bad for the left side, but it's not. It's manageable, you know. I still think with so many horses left, it will not be that easy for the right side to attack at the moment. The longer the wait, the harder it might get, because of the reinforcements. All right. Okay, so there we go again. Yeah, like I said, it's not unmanageable for the left side. They keep spamming, so it might be alright for them. But it seems like Trash is going back at the moment. pretty ridiculous to say the least, because they definitely have an advantage. And they're getting attacked? Whoa, okay. Really interesting. It shows that Blackie and Harry don't give any... yeah. I mean, what Eminence Grice has left could be easily beaten by the left side, but Trash still has quite a lot of melee. Yeah, I mean, I could attack this with horses, so many horses, but not sure about this. Like, it's easy to defend with that kind of army. Actually, yeah, maybe never mind. It's also pretty good. Okay, this might be a long game. I'm curious if looks any better in this base at the moment. It doesn't seem like he made one more piggy, but it doesn't seem like he lacks food either at the moment, at least. Ah. For some reason it doesn't look like Blackie has enough food at the moment. He's got a pretty big base though. Yeah. Yeah, I would not agree that this map is campy. I mean, it's still pretty open. The problem here is that the players don't want to attack, because they obviously know that both of the teams have pretty similar army to theirs. So, I mean, the other team has pretty similar army to theirs. So both teams are reluctant to do any movements over here, which is not the ideal situation. Okay, there's some movement, probably caused by this little tooltips over the heads of the bowmen of both players. It seems like someone's gotta want to eat. I'm afraid that is not going to be possible. Yeah, at least Hardy probably is able to feed his city. I mean, yeah, maybe not. Unless he tries to trade something, but it doesn't seem like he's gonna do that. They're gonna try and attack, it seems. Yeah. I think it might... Yeah. Kind of feels like that 3-hour game between Rakieta Desti versus Mexican team Mexican B, where both teams are really reluctant to attack unless they have a massive advantage. Sometimes up to a point where even hungry troops would die out of hunger. But I think there's still some movements in this game that's gonna happen. You can see it's a bit better. And we've got a fight on top. Yeah, it was a good decision from Trash because he definitely has more, but why so late? Oh yeah, still there's a lot of horses, so it's not going to be as easy as you might have thought. But then Eminence Grice has a lot of reinforcements. I don't think the left side can defend this. But somehow they broke through. Yeah, interesting. It seems like Eminence didn't send enough troops to the top to help Trash. So this attack was left a bit underpowered, and now he's trying to break through on the bottom, and it's yet still may look like that Blackie and Harry will overturn this into a win. At the moment it definitely looks pretty good for them. And I don't know why, because that... I mean, honestly, that attack from Trash was pretty good. You can see Eminence Grice is doing all he can, and he'll probably succeed in defending both of these, of both his and Trash's bows on all fronts. But he's not going to have much more for anything else, which probably means that they're gonna get crushed soon, because they really don't have much melee. Yeah, this is going to... He's gonna try and escape, but it's a bit late. And I think that they can just follow with bowmen and horses. They should have especially followed on Trash, because he had limited movement possibilities. It could have been quite easy to just shoot at him right now when he stops on the mountain, for example. In the meantime, Harry's horses were caught, which is probably good for the right side, but they cannot wait for too long and they have to keep moving. Yeah, it doesn't look too good for the right side now, and I was sure that they're gonna win, but I think their problem was that they didn't try to attack right away, because I think that might have worked if done correctly. And right now Trash did what he should, but he didn't get... in my opinion, he didn't get melee reinforcements from Eminence Grice in time. Like they underestimated the battlefield on the top when Eminence still had some troops back. Should have kept them a bit closer, maybe, or maybe that was just the plan to just regroup, go back, but it didn't really work. Yeah, and now it seems like the right side has a better position, but the left side has more bows, so I think it may still work out for the left. Yeah, no Trash. I think he's making a mistake, because Eminence Grice really can't go back from this position unless Harry is really forgiving for him. But it seems Eminence is gonna stay and fight. I'm not sure if this is the wise decision to do. Yeah, his bows are pretty much dead, and it doesn't look too well. Not at all. So right now I'm pretty sure the left side is gonna win this, but it's still on the verge of going back and forth, and yeah, but it really doesn't look too well for Eminence Grice right now, and I don't believe Trash has enough troops to defend this. Yeah, you can see some more kills here, but that's not... yeah, well, I think they're just gonna try and attack the top, so they're gonna attack Trash. Maybe when Trash tries to attack them. Whoa. Okay, that's courageous. indeed. But yeah, Harry is blocking off Eminence Grice, eliminating his last opponent. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a big problem for any. I mean, for black on the top, unless something regarding this condition bars changes the game a bit. But I think it's going to destroy Trash more than Blackie, so he should probably try to shoot right now as much as he can, because and that obviously is not a good solution either. So we just have to wait until his troops start dying, and it's not far off from now, or just wait for Blackie to kill them off. Yep. Yeah, pretty much GG. Yep, they called it GG. Yeah, it's pretty obvious. Yeah, we can see it. So it seems like the left side is the winner. Okay, pretty long game. 30 minutes it was? Yeah, almost. Let's call it LT versus LT. I will know which one. Yeah, so after what seemed like pretty interesting turn of events, it seems like the right side actually lost this one after nearly winning it. Almost 30 minutes after peacetime this game took. Yeah, so we've got Blackie and Harry as the winners who go to the final. They're gonna play against Motherland team, which is Iten, Destodes and Grossmeister. I would say, even despite the statistics screen saying otherwise, this felt more or less like a pretty even game. I think the left side, yeah, Harry had some gold problems, but he managed to overturn them. Or maybe it wasn't him having these problems. Yeah, from the graph it doesn't seem like the right side was actually better, but the difference was not too big, so it was pretty similar between both teams. And yeah, Harry's iron production was pretty good, but somehow it died out eventually. I don't know why. Maybe some hunger in his city. It's possible, but I don't believe it. Strange. I don't think he had 220 iron in his entire base, so this must have been something else. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's it. As for the schedule for the next games, because there's gonna be one, there's gonna be more than one. Just before we stop, I'm gonna show you how it looks right now. So yeah, we've got Obsrane Podki as the winner over here. They're gonna play against Motherland, and whoever wins is going to win the tournament. But there's going to be 3 games, or at least 2 if I remember correctly. And the new rules are here. Info for the finals: the played maps eliminated from the map pool, so second and third games cannot be played on a map played earlier. Okay, so they have to play on 3 different maps. Second game, yeah, okay. It says which who makes the picks and give chance for comeback. Yeah. Yeah, and I know that some of the guys who played this game, for example Grossmeister, were watching this, so I'm gonna reiterate what is said here. From my point of view, it would be ideal to play on early Saturday evening the first 2 games, and a Sunday evening for the third one. I agree with this. I actually discussed it with Thunder. And yeah, but yeah, if you guys have to divide the games like one game per day, I will. It's also fine for me. Just don't make it 3 in a row at one day, cause that might be a bit too much for me. But yeah, do whatever you want, and just we'll figure out something. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a stream in Russian from Ritter, for example, maybe from Machina Smierti. Yeah, so yeah, I guess that's it. They're scheduled to play at next week, but I can't rule out that they're gonna play at the 1st and 2nd January. So stay tuned for the upcoming weekend or for the next one. If you want to see the final games, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be interesting to see. Yeah, and yeah, I guess that's it. So thank you for watching tonight.